Shalom Israel, Shalom. Fisherman for Zion here, brother Endure.
Brother Quan.
Khan. So we're just going to go into the mystery of the Gentiles.
Right.
Okay, who are these Gentiles that were grafted in the New Testament?
Right.
Okay, so we're going to start off with Isaiah.
Isaiah 9, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 1.
Khan.
And it reads thus. Nevertheless, the dimness shall not be such as was in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, in Galilee of the nations.
Beyond Jordan, in Galilee of the nations.
Right.
Okay, so what does Galilee mean? Okay, get that precept.
This is the book of Joshua, verse 20. I mean, book of Joshua, chapter 20, and verse 7.
Remember, it said Naphtali. Okay, read on.
This is book of Joshua, chapter 20, verse 7. And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in Mount Naphtali.
And where?
In Mount Naphtali.
Read on.
And Shechem in Mount Ephraim.
And Mount who?
In Mount Ephraim.
Ephraim and Naphtali.
In Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah.
In the mountain of Judah. Okay, so y'all got to understand these words, this word plan, which is going to. Now it said Naphtali, okay, and it said who else?
Zebulun.
And Zebulun. Okay, this is the northern kingdom. Okay, now go to Matthew 4 and 6.
This is
4 and 15.
This is the
Start
book
at verse 14.
Okay, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 14. That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah.
That this prophecy might be fulfilled that was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. Read on.
The prophet saying, the land of Zebulun.
The land of Zebulun.
Right. And
read on.
And the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
Galilee of who?
The Gentiles.
Galilee of the Gentiles. Okay, so you got to understand there's different definitions for the word Gentile. Okay, so Naphtali and Galilee were called, Naphtali and Ephraim, you know, understand, they're called the Gentiles. You understand? Why are they called Gentiles? Go to Isaiah 7.
This is the book
and
of
9.
Okay, there you go. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 7. Excuse me. Book of Isaiah, chapter 7. I appreciate it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse
Start at
8.
Yeah, start at 8.
Isaiah chapter 7, verse 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus.
The head of who?
The head of Syria is Damascus. And the head of Damascus is Rezin.
Read on.
And within 65 years.
Within 65 years.
Shall Ephraim be broken.
Shall who?
Ephraim be broken.
Ephraim is going to be broken. Read on.
That it be not a people.
That it what?
That it be not a people.
That it be not a people. Okay, read on.
Verse 9. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria. And the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If ye will not believe, surely ye shall not be established.
Okay, that's it on that. So Ephraim, they were broken and they were not a people, right? Because they went off into deep idolatry.
Right.
Real quick, get that in Ezekiel 14. Ezekiel 14 and 5.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14 and verse 5.
Okay, so you got to understand these Old Testament prophecies in order to know the New Testament, man.
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 5, and it reads, that I may take the house of Israel in their own heart, because they are all estranged from me through their idols.
Through their what?
Through their idols.
Right, idolatry, man. Right? So the Northern Kingdom, they got casted off, man, because they were deep into idolatry. Okay? That's why when Christ was on the scene, those Jews, they was like, yo, we're not dealing with them, man. They're wicked. They're unclean. Okay? Those are the people, those are the Gentiles that were grafted back in. Our brothers and sisters, man, from the Northern Kingdom. Right? Ephraim and Naphtali, man.
And I think it says in Hosea, Ephraim is joined unto idols, let him alone.
Let him alone, right? It says that in Hosea, okay? You got something?
Quick, go to Acts 13 and 17.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 17. And it reads, the Most High of this people of Israel chose our fathers.
Right, shows the forefathers of the Israelites. Keep going.
And exalted the people when they dwelt as strangers in the land of Egypt. And with a high arm brought he them out of it. And about the time of 40 years suffering he their manners in the wilderness.
Right, he suffered our murmurings in the wilderness for 40 years. Keep going.
And when he had destroyed 7 nations in the land of Canaan.
Canaan, which y'all know it as. Keep going.
He divided their land to them by lot.
Right, so he divided to them their land by lot. Now, real quick, it says So the people, so it says the God of our fathers, which would be the Israelites. And then it says he destroyed the Canaanites, and the Israelites came into the land of the Canaanites, right? So, and divided the land amongst the 12 tribes, right? So real quick, you know what I'm saying?
Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, 12 and 3.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12 and verse 3.
Right.
And it reads, For it was thy will to destroy the hands of our Salakia. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers,
Right.
both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land,
Right.
whom thou hatest,
Whom God hated, keep going.
for doing most odious works of witchcraft.
So the Canaanites used witchcraft, keep going.
And wicked sacrifices.
They were sacrificing, keep going.
And also those merciless murders of children.
And they would murder their children, keep going.
And devourers of man's flesh.
They were cannibals, keep going.
And the feasts of blood,
Right.
which their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help.
So the Most High destroyed them for what? Keep going.
Salakia. That the land which thou esteemed above all others.
So the land the Most High esteems or thinks is better than all others is the land of Israel. Keep going.
Might receive a worthy colony,
right,
of God's children.
So we know that after the Canaanites got destroyed, the Israelites came into their lands, which would be the God's children that it's talking about right here. Right? And I want y'all to remember that God's children equals the Israelites, but that's for a different point. But go to real quick, just to wrap it up. Go to Ezekiel 30. What was it? 37.
Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel 37 and I think it's the 37.
Oh, God, I got you. Talking about
Okay, Ezekiel 37 and 15.
Okay, this is Ezekiel 37 and 15. Moreover, Salakia, 15. The word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying,
right.
Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick.
Told Ezekiel to take one stick. Keep on.
And write upon it for Judah,
right,
and for the house of Israel his companions.
Right.
Then take another stick,
right,
and write upon it for Joseph,
right,
the house of Ephraim,
right,
and for all the house of Israel and his companions.
So you have two separate sticks. The reason you have two separate sticks is go to Sirach. You can hold that, but go to Sirach 47 and 13, and then once you read that, jump down to 21. Yeah.
Sirach 47 and 13.
Right.
Solomon reigned in the peaceable time.
Because so after we got in the land, we set up a king called Solomon. After Saul and David, then Solomon reigned. Keep going.
And was honored, for the Most High made all quiet round about him.
Keep going.
That he might build an house in his name,
right,
and prepare his sanctuary forever.
So the Most High made quiet around Solomon, so Solomon could make the temple for the Most High. Jump down to 21.
Verse 21.
Right.
And it reads, so the kingdom was divided.
So during the time of Solomon, the kingdom got divided. Keep going.
And out of Ephraim,
right,
ruled a rebellious kingdom.
Right. So you had two kingdoms. You had the kingdom of Judah and you had the kingdom of Ephraim. Some of Israel followed Judah, which would be Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which would be the southern kingdom. And some of Israel followed the kingdom of Ephraim, which would be all the rest of Israel. So now they're divided. That's why in Ezekiel is telling them to make two different sticks. But go back to Ezekiel 37 and 16. Or verse 17.
Verse 17.
Right.
And join them one to another,
right,
into one stick,
right,
and they shall become one